Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. President Draupadi Murmu inaugurates Tripura State Judicial Academy and lays foundation stone for Tripura National Law University at Narsingarh in Agartala. Recruitment process for Agniveer Vayu 2023 batch to begin from first week of November this year. India asserts its commitment to common global goals, green transition and energy availability to all. IMF scales down its global growth projections to 3.2% for 2022 and 2.7% in 2023. India to remain fastest growing large economy in the world. New Delhi says the historical injustice of continued denial of representation to Africa in the permanent category in UN Security Council needs to be corrected. Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur launches World Anti-Doping Agency Athlete Biological Passport Symposium in New Delhi. And in the National Games, services maintain top position on the medals tally on the concluding day of the event. And now the news in detail. President Draupadi Murmu is on a 3-day visit to Tripura and Assam from today. She was received at Agartala International Airport by Governor Satyadev Narayan, Chief Minister Dr. Manik Shah and Union Minister of State for Social Justice and Empowerment Pratima Bhaumik, and was accorded the Guard of Honour. This is her first visit as the President to any north-eastern state after assuming office early this year. The President inaugurated the Tripura State Judicial Academy and laid the foundation stone for Tripura National Law University at Narsingarh, Agartala. She also interacted with the workers of Durgabadi Tea Estate. The President will also virtually inaugurate an MLA hostel at Capital Complex Agartala and lay the foundation stones for various projects of Government of Tripura. The projects are related to roads, schools and hostels for students, Maharaja Birendra Kishore Manikyam Museum and Cultural Centre at Agartala, and Triple IT Agartala. In the evening, the President will attend a civic reception to be hosted in her honour by the Government of Tripura at the Town Hall, Agartala. Tomorrow, the President will flag off the special extension of Guwahati-Kolkata-Guwahati train up to Agartala, an extension of Agartala-Jiribam-Agartala Jan Shatabdi Express up to Khongsang, Manipur. Ms. Murmu will then leave for Guwahati, where she is scheduled to inaugurate and lay foundation stones of various projects. The registration for the recruitment in the Agniveer Vayu Intake 2023 batch will open for male and female candidates in the first week of the next month. Indian Air Force has said that the online examination will be conducted in mid-January next year. Interested candidates can visit agnipathvayu.cdac.in.
Union Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said the country's energy strategy is mindful of commitments to global commons, green transition and ensuring energy availability, affordability and security to all. Mr. Puri said India has taken many steps towards low-carbon development, including hydrogen fuel and biofuels. Speaking at a roundtable discussion on opportunities in the India-US strategic partnership at Houston in the US today, Mr. Puri remarked that 25% of global energy demand growth in the next 2 decades is going to emanate out of India. Mr. Puri underlined immense potential between the two countries in green energy and said that it has been furthered by collaboration with private sector companies in both countries. The International Monetary Fund has scaled down its projections for global growth for 2022 and 2023. In the World Economic Outlook 2022 report, the global growth is forecast to be slow compared to 6% in 2021, to 3.2% in 2022 and 2.7% in 2023. This will be the weakest growth since 2001, except for the global financial crisis and the acute phase of the pandemic. The IMF said that the world's largest economies, US, China and the Euro area, will continue to stall. However, India will remain the fastest growing large economy in the world. but the report has cut down India's GDP growth forecast to 6.8% for the financial year 2023. IMF expects that inflation in India will come down to 4% range next year. It said that global inflation will likely peak at 9.5% this year before slowing to 4.1% by 2024. IMF also warned that a major economic slump is yet to come, and 2023 will feel like recession to many people.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said during its year-long presidency of the G20 group of developed and developing nations, India will prioritize strengthening multilateral institutions. Ms. Sitharaman said multilateral institutions need to be strengthened and their capacity to deal with pandemics or any such future stressful global developments will have to be improved. The Finance Minister said this at an event organized by a prominent think tank in Washington during her visit for the annual meetings of IMF and the World Bank. She said multilateral institutions exist, but problems remain and solutions are not coming through them. The Finance Minister also said India is talking to different countries to adopt RuPay payment system. She said that Singapore and the UAE have expressed their interest in RuPay. She said the UPI, the BHIM app and NCPI or the National Payments Corporation of India are all now being developed to synchronize with the systems in other countries. India will assume the presidency of the G20 for 1 year from 1st of December this year to 30th November next year. India has said that terrorist outfits posing threats to the security of Africa deserve the attention of the UN Security Council or UNSC. India's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ruchira Kambod, said that offering external solutions to African problems without the involvement of Africans have not served their interest. She said that Africa will remain India's top priority.
The activities of the United Nations, the African Union and sub-regional organizations should complement each other while keeping their respective core mandates intact. Collective efforts should be geared towards regional diplomacy, mediation, reconciliation and security sector reforms for securing lasting peace in the continent.
Ms. Kambod said continuing denial to Africa of representation in the permanent category of membership in this council is a historical injustice that needs to be corrected sooner than later. Ms. Kambod also demanded attention from the international community to the peace-building initiatives in Africa.
Terrorist outfits like armed groups deserve the priority attention of the Council in their response to addressing security threats confronting Africa today. African states face persistent threats of terrorism from groups affiliated with the Al-Qaeda and Daesh. Capacity constraints and lack of financial resources have, however, become major impediments in the fight against terrorism. Initiatives such as ATMIS, the G5 Sahel Joint Force, the South African Development Community Mission in Mozambique, and the Multinational Joint Task Force need more encouragement from the international community.
The permanent representative further added that major donors in developed countries should increase their overseas development assistance commitments.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. President Draupadi Murmu inaugurates Tripura State Judicial Academy and lays foundation stone for Tripura National Law University at Narsingar in Agartala. Recruitment process for Agniveer Vayu 2023 batch to begin from the first week of November this year. India asserts its commitment to common global goals, green transition and energy availability to all. IMF scales down its global growth projections to 3.2% for 2022 and 2.7% in 2023. India to remain fastest growing large economy in the world. New Delhi says the historical injustice of continued denial of representation to Africa in the permanent category in the UN Security Council needs to be corrected. Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur launches World Anti-Doping Agency Athlete Biological Passport Symposium in New Delhi. And in the National Games, services maintain top position on the medals tally on the concluding day of the event. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on a Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
I am India. Look at me. Know my name.
We're one of the most mega diverse countries on this planet.
Our weddings, our fashion statements, they're all inspired by our silver screen heroes and heroines.
A 75 years young India.
What we are really going to see India become is a powerhouse.
India 2.0.
The Journey of India from 14th October every Friday at 7 p.m. in Hindi and 10 p.m. in English on DD National.
जब जुड़े लोग से लोग वोट बने तब लोकतंत्र का सिस्टम जब जुड़े लोग से लोग वोट बने तब लोकतंत्र का सिस्टम मतदाता जुड़ते जाए बने तब ऐसा नया कनेक्शन मतदाता जुड़ते जाए बने तब ऐसा नया कनेक्शन मतदाता जंक्शन मतदाता जंक्शन मतदाता जंक्शन मतदाता जंक्शन.
Welcome back to the Midday News on All India Radio. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has said human rights are quintessential to a flourishing democracy. Addressing the National Human Rights Commission's NHRC's 29th Foundation Day function in New Delhi, Mr. Dhankar said human rights are essential for humanitarian growth and societal stability. Congratulating the NHRC, he said it is playing a crucial role in spreading awareness and human rights literacy among various sections of the society.
Congratulations to everyone in the NHRC for being guardians of human rights of underprivileged and vulnerable sections of society. Also grateful to the Commission for thought-provoking advisories that catalyze affirmative action by the agencies that are required to their duties. Appreciate NHRC for propagating philosophy that human rights nurture and blossom in a regime where there is rule of law and not law of the ruler. It is a befitting recognition of NHRC dedicated efforts and high standards that NHRC India has retained its A status of accreditation with Global Alliance of National Human Rights Institutions for the 4th consecutive year.
The Vice President said human rights as a concept cannot be reckoned only in the narrow sense of preservation of personal liberty and dignity. Mr. Dhankar said freedom means the supremacy of human rights everywhere. In Gujarat, BJP President JP Nadda flagged off the Gujarat Gaurav Yatra on the first route from the temple town Bahucharaji in Mahesana district of North Gujarat. The first route will be from Bahucharaji to Mata Namad in Kutch district. Speaking on the occasion, the BJP president said the Gaurav Yatra is aimed at establishing the pride of the entire India.
मित्रों, ये गौरव यात्रा कोई भारतीय जनता पार्टी की गौरव यात्रा नहीं है. ये गौरव यात्रा सिर्फ गुजरात की गौरव यात्रा नहीं है. ये गौरव यात्रा भारत के गौरव को स्थापित करने वाली गौरव यात्रा है. हम सब लोगों के लिए सौभाग्य की बात है कि जो देश को दुनिया के नक्शे पर फिर से पुनर्स्थापित करने के लिए, आत्मनिर्भर देश बनाने के लिए, विकसित भारत बनाने के लिए सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास, सबको साथ लेकर के चलने वाला भारत जो आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में देश आगे छलांग लगा रहा है, उस गौरव यात्रा की गंगोत्री गुजरात है. इस बात के लिए मैं आपको बधाई देना चाहता हूं.
Our correspondent reports that Mr. Nadda will launch the yatra on the second route from Dwarka to Porbandar in Saurashtra region later today. 3 more routes of the yatra will be launched tomorrow by Home Minister Amit Shah. Several union ministers including Prahlad Patel, Dharmendra Pradhan, Piyush Goyal, Mansukh Mandviya, Parshottam Rupala and Anurag Singh Thakur will join the Gaurav Yatra at different locations. The state BJP also launched LED Raths yesterday to spread awareness about various initiatives and welfare schemes of the government in all the 182 assembly constituencies.
The Bharat Jodo Yatra led by Congress leader Rahul Gandhi reached its 35th day today. The Yatra proceeded through Chalakere in Chitradurga district of Karnataka. It emphasized on the importance of organ donation today. Rahul Gandhi walked along with persons whose family members had donated organs. During the Yatra, Rahul Gandhi held interaction with unemployed youth from across Karnataka. A MiG-29K fighter aircraft on a routine sortie over the Sea of Goa developed a technical malfunction while returning to base. The pilot ejected safely and has been recovered in a swift search and rescue operation. An Indian Air Force official said the pilot is reported to be in stable condition. Our correspondent reports a board of inquiry has been ordered to investigate the cause of the incident.
The Maharashtra government has affirmed that it is in favour of providing reservation and facilities to the Maratha community. It said that the state government will build hostels for 50 male and 50 female students of the Maratha community. The decision was taken yesterday at the first meeting of the Cabinet Subcommittee formed for the purpose. The subcommittee, chaired by the Education Minister Chandrakant Patil, also decided that in the districts where the hostels are already built, the renovation work there will be immediately done. A review petition has been filed in the Supreme Court on the matter of Maratha reservation. China has imposed fresh lockdowns and travel restrictions amidst a surge in COVID cases. China has reported the detection of 2 new subvariants of Omicron, which are highly infectious with greater transmissibility. According to local reports, the BF.7 was detected on October 4th in Yantai and Shaoguan City. The subvariant BA.5.1.7 was detected in the Chinese mainland for the first time. Earlier, the World Health Organization had warned against the highly infectious BF.7 subvariant.
In Kerala, African swine flu was confirmed in a pig farm at Cherpu village in Thrissur district. Animal Husbandry Department officials said pigs in an area of 1 kilometer around the farm could be culled and scientifically eliminated. A high-level meeting chaired by Revenue Minister K. Rajan reviewed the situation yesterday. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur has launched World Anti-Doping Agency Water Athlete Biological Passport Symposium 2022 in New Delhi today. The event has been jointly organized by the National Anti-Doping Agency and the National Dope Testing Laboratory for the first time in the country that will run till Friday. Talking to media about the measures taken by the government to address the challenge of doping, Mr. Thakur said that at anti-doping front, the government is tied up with the National Forensic Science University and the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India so that nutrition supplements can be tested and its information can be shared with the athletes. He said the symposium will not only benefit the country but the world also.
खेलों में अगर स्वच्छता की बात की जाए तो वर्ल्ड एंटी डोपिंग एजेंसी एक बहुत बड़ा रोल अदा करती है. देश में नेशनल एंटी डोपिंग एजेंसी वो बड़ा रोल अदा करती है और वर्ल्ड एंटी डोपिंग एजेंसी का जो एथलीट पासपोर्ट सिंपोजियम यहाँ पर हो रहा है, ये पहली बार भारत में हो रहा है, दुनिया में तीसरी बार हो रहा है और हमारे लिए गर्व की बात यह है कि आजादी का 75वां वर्ष हम मना रहे हैं और भारत खेलों में एक नई उड़ान भर रहा है. उस समय भारत को आयोजन करने का अवसर भी मिला. दूसरी ओर एंटी डोपिंग फ्रंट पर हमने जहां एक और नेशनल फॉरेंसिक साइंस यूनिवर्सिटी के साथ टाई अप भी किया, जो न्यूट्रिशन सप्लीमेंट्स हैं उसकी भी जांच हो सके और जानकारी भी हम अपने एथलीट्स तक पहुंचा सकें और इसका भारत और दुनिया भर को लाभ मिलेगा.
Mr. Thakur said the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, has a major role to play in making the sports ecosystem more transparent and NADA executes same process in the country.
Today is World Arthritis Day. The objective of the day is to create awareness among people about rheumatic musculoskeletal disorders and their prevention. This year the theme of the day is, "It is in your hands, take action." Some of the symptoms of arthritis are redness around joints, pain, swelling and stiffness in joints. Talking to AIR News, head of the Department of Rheumatology, AIIMS, Dr. Uma Kumar, advised people to exercise regularly to keep their weight under control for prevention of arthritis diseases.
To protect yourself, pay attention to your weight, exercise regularly at least 150 minutes per week, quit smoking if you are a smoker, develop healthy eating habits, take good sleep, avoid prolonged stress, practice yoga, always stay positive. But despite taking all precautions, you develop any rheumatological musculoskeletal disorder, always consult a rheumatologist, and if rheumatologist is not available, you can consult a physician.
All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, New Delhi, is developing an artificial intelligence-enabled device named colposcope for the screening of cervical cancer in women. Talking to AIR News, head of Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, AIIMS, Dr. Neerja Bhatla said that the images captured by the device will help detect the cancer of cervix. She said this device can be carried out by the healthcare workers in field for the diagnosis of this disease. She expressed hope that this new device will be ready next year.
We are developing an artificial intelligence-enabled tool called colposcope, and in this many images are being put of all types of normal and abnormal cervix so that the algorithm is being developed. Once this is ready by next year, we hope even the health worker can examine the woman, and this will itself indicate which cervix is normal and which woman needs to be sent center for evaluation and treatment. Every woman will have the benefit of getting a reassurance.
Cervical cancer occurs due to human papilloma virus HPV infection. Every year, an estimated 120,000 women develop cervical cancer and over 77,000 women die due to this disease in India. Dr. Neerja Bhatla said that this cancer can be prevented by administering HPV vaccine. She expressed hope that recently developed Made in India HPV vaccine, Cervavac, will be the part of the immunization program and will be available to all the girls.
All India Radio is celebrating 75 years of freedom with a series Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani ke saath. It showcases the journey of India since independence in various walks of life through the storytelling of All India Radio. In today's episode, we will bring you the story of the great personalities who received the Dada Saheb Phalke Award from 2001 onwards. Dada Saheb Phalke Award is the highest award given in recognition of the outstanding contribution to the growth and development of Indian cinema by the recipient. In 2001, Yash Chopra, the king of romantic films, was honored with the Dada Saheb Phalke Award. Dev Anand, the evergreen superstar, also received the award.
इंसान के अंदर का लोहा अपनी चमक दिखाने के लिए मौके की ताक में रहता है, और जब मौका आता है तो वो ये नहीं देखता कि उसकी बीवी का दिल टूटता है या उसकी माँ का दिल टूटता है या उसकी प्रेमिका का दिल टूटता है.
Bengali author and one of India's most important filmmakers, Mrinal Sen, pioneer of the new wave film movement in Malayalam, filmmaker Adur Gopalakrishnan, acclaimed director Shyam Benegal, art filmmaker Tapan Sinha, and Manna Dey, the singer who pioneered a new genre by infusing Indian classical music in a pop framework, have received the Dada Saheb Phalke Award. Cameraman V.K. Murthy, who shot India's first CinemaScope film Kagaj Ke Phool, Telugu Tamil producer D. Ramanaidu, who features in the Guinness Book of World Records for having produced films in 9 languages, and Tamil filmmaker K. Balachandar, who introduced Kamal Hassan, Rajinikanth, Sridevi and Chiranjeevi, were honored with the award. Bengali actor Soumitra Chatterjee, first Indian film personality to be conferred with the Commandeur at the Ordre des Arts et des Lettres, France's highest award for artists.
তার ভেতরে মহৎ একটা কিছু করার ক্ষমতা আছে, সম্ভাবনা আছে, কিন্তু করছে না কিন্তু সেটি শেষ কথা না, সেটি ট্র্যাজেডিও নয়। সে মহৎ কিছু করছে না, তার দারিদ্র্য যাচ্ছে না, তার অভাব মিটছে না, কিন্তু তা সত্ত্বেও সে জীবন বিমুখ হচ্ছে না, সে পালাচ্ছে না, এসকেপ করছে না, সে বাঁচতে চাইছে, সে বলছে বাঁচার মধ্যে সার্থকতা।
Recipients of this prestigious award so far also include Hindi actor Pran, Hindi lyric writer Gulzar, actor-producer Shashi Kapoor, national star Manoj Kumar, who is fondly called Bharat Kumar, Telugu filmmaker K. Vishwanath, Hindi actor Vinod Khanna. First angry young man of Indian cinema and Shehenshah of Bollywood, Amitabh Bachchan, was honored with the award for the year 2018.
Vijay Dinanath John, पूरा नाम, बाप का नाम दीनानाथ जॉन, माँ का नाम सुहासिनी जॉन, गांव मांडवा, उम्र 36 साल 9 महीना 8 दिन, 16 घंटा चालू है.
Superstar Rajnikant received the award for the year 2019.
படங்களை மரல் வச்சுக்கிட்டு மீசை முறுக்கிக்கிட்டு லுங்கி கட்டிக்கிட்டு நம்பியாரு கபாலி அப்படின்னு சொன்ன உடனே குறிஞ்சி சொல்லுங்க எஜுமா அப்படி வந்து நிப்பானே அந்த மாதிரி கபாலி நினைச்சியாடா கபாலிடா 25 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாலே எப்படி போனாரோ கபாலி அப்படியே திரும்பி வந்துட்டான்னு சொல்லு.
Actress Asha Parekh received the greatest cinema honor in Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani ke saath can be accessed on @AIR News Alerts on Twitter, News on AIR official YouTube channel, News on AIR app, Facebook and Instagram handles. So tune into All India Radio News for Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani ke saath.
The American Space Agency NASA has announced the results of its double asteroid redirection test DART mission. Terming the test as successful, the agency said yesterday the DART spacecraft that deliberately crashed into an asteroid last month succeeded in changing the asteroid's motion in the space. DART is a spacecraft designed to impact an asteroid as a test of technology. DART's target asteroid is not a threat to Earth. NASA Chief Bill Nelson said that this was the first time humanity altered the motion of a celestial body. On the concluding day of the 36th National Games in Gujarat, services continue to top the medal tally with a total of 121 medals including 56 gold, 34 silver and 31 bronze medals. Maharashtra with 138 medals including 38 gold and Haryana with 106 medals with 34 golds are vying for the second place. Today, Maharashtra won the men's softball event, while Punjab won women's softball. In hockey, Karnataka beat Uttar Pradesh on penalty shootout to win the men's hockey gold medal at Rajkot's Major Dhyan Chand Stadium. West Bengal defeated Kerala 5-0 in the men's football final to win the championship. West Bengal's Narohari Shrestha scored 3 goals, while Surajit Hansda and Amit Chakraborty each had 1.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has paid tributes to Rajmata Vijaya Raje Scindia on her birth anniversary today. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said that she was synonymous with courage and foresight and devoted her life to serving others. The Sensex and the Nifty today gained around 0.5% in the afternoon trade. Both indices rose even as the cues from the global share markets were negative. The Sensex was trading above 57,400 points, while the Nifty was trading above the 17,000 mark. The Sensex climbed 280 points to trade at 57,427.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. President Draupadi Murmu inaugurates Tripura State Judicial Academy and lays foundation stone for Tripura National Law University at Narsingar in Agartala. Recruitment process for Agniveer Vayu 2023 batch to begin from first week of November this year. India asserts its commitment to common global goals, green transition and energy availability to all. IMF scales down its global growth projections to 3.2% for 2022 and 2.7% in 2023. India to remain fastest growing large economy in the world. New Delhi says the historical injustice of continued denial of representation to Africa in the permanent category in UN Security Council needs to be corrected. Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur launches World Anti-Doping Agency Athlete Biological Passport Symposium in New Delhi. And in the National Games, services maintain top position on the medals tally on the concluding day of the event. And with that, we end the Midday News.